Hey guys, and welcome to my September pickups video. I had to remember what month just ended. It's hard to believe it's October already. Anyway, this month's pickups probably a little bit more minimal than what I've gotten here lately. I still have a pretty decent number of movies and a handful of games. And a CD, which is the first thing we're going to start off with. And this is the reissue, the deluxe edition remastered 2 CD set of Faith No More's King for a Day, Fool for a Lifetime. This is absolutely one of my favorite all-time CDs, and this is a remastered version of it that's got a whole extra CD with all kinds of like new songs. There's live performances on here, B-sides, just like a whole bunch of really cool stuff. And I picked this up a couple weeks back. Faith No More has actually released two other of their CDs recently in remastered versions, so I hope to get those eventually. But this one here is a particular favorite of mine, so I had to grab this as soon as it came out. Alright, now we'll get into the Blu-rays. This is the most recent pickup I got because I just actually picked this up from Walmart yesterday. Ordered it just this last week. It's Big Trouble in Little China, a definite 80s classic. I'm a little disappointed with this, though, because I bought it because it was $5 on Walmart.com, but it was advertised as being in a really cool-looking white sleeve that I'm kind of a little pissed off that they would advertise it like that, and then I would just get basically what was inside the sleeve. But other than that, this is a fantastic old 80s movie. I was kind of reminded about this movie by Johnny Millennium from Happy Console Gamer. He recently did his top 20 movies of all time, a video, and I've known for a long time he really loves this movie, but I don't know why I didn't think to just look it up and see how much they were going for. $5 on Walmart.com for this. Alright, here's a movie that I finally decided to pick up from Walmart. It had gotten really, really cheap. I think this one was another one of those weird Blu-ray movies that dropped to $3.74. This is The Fault in Our Stars. I watched this movie, I don't remember exactly when it was, a year and a half ago. It was right after it came out. I did a video on it, or pretty sure I did, and gave my thoughts on it. I really, really enjoyed this movie, though. It's a really kind of heartbreaking tale. But I was definitely into it, and I'd been holding off on buying the movie because there was a extended version of this that came out, but it was always like, it was a Blu-ray, it was always like $27 or $28, and I thought, man, that's a lot for, I think it had something like 14, 15 extra minutes of movie footage in it. But once this went to the cheap price that it went to, I was like, I've just got to buy this. Maybe get the extended version down the road if it's cheaper, but definitely glad to have that one. And this is my most recent WWE pickup. This is called The History of the WWE Hardcore Championship 24/7. Yeah, it's kind of weird when they tacked on the 24/7 part. I was looking forward to this for a long time. I always loved the hardcore stuff back in the late 90s when they really went all out with just weapons and chairs and matches that would end up out in the streets outside the arenas. The 24/7 rule for the WWE Hardcore Championship actually meant that they could be in an airport. They could be at their own home. The belt was up for grabs 24/7. If a wrestler had a sanctioned ref with them, they could have a match anywhere. So I was kind of hoping that this was going to be one of the documentary-style WWE releases where they would have a 60 to 90-minute long like look back at the Hardcore Championship and all that. It was actually not quite done that way. Instead, it's a sit-down, kind of a little hosted segment with Mick Foley, Rob Van Dam, and Raven, and they sat down and they just shoot the shit and they talk about matches, and then it goes into a match. It comes back to them and they're talking about stuff. It's cool. I was hoping maybe they would have emphasized more talking about the championship and stories about it, and then give a whole bunch of matches instead of weaving the matches into it. But anyway, this is still pretty cool. I love my WWE Blu-rays. Alright, this month I have one anime that I picked up. This was just something that showed up at Walmart, and I thought, alright, I'll check this out. This is called Harmony. It may be also referred to as something else because at Walmart it was a different thing on the it was called like Project Ito. And I can't remember why. I thought I saw it on here somewhere, but anyway, like I said, it just looked interesting. We keep getting anime stuff in our store, and for the most part, it looks like stuff I would be interested in. Every once in a while, we got live-action Attack on Titan, and I want to see the anime, but I don't have any interest whatsoever in the live-action. But this is just something I'll add to the pile. Eventually, I'll start sitting down and watching some of it. Okay, and now the rest of the movies here would be what you would consider like major movie feature releases. Starting with Free State of Jones, starring Matthew McConaughey. Saw some previews and stuff for this. Really wanted to check it out. Really starting to get into movies that depict things like Civil War time, like this, and the World War I and II, and just like that kind of stuff, based on true stories. And I just wanted to check this one out, so I picked it up. Hopefully I will enjoy that. Up next we have a movie that I did enjoy. I watched, I got my digital copy for ordering this on Walmart.com, so I was able to watch this about a week ago. This is Pop Star, Never Stop, Never Stopping. New movie from the guys who make up The Lonely Island, in particular Andy Samberg there in the middle. This movie is stupid funny. It's one of those kind of movies. It's the way I used to describe movies from people like Chris Farley and Adam Sandler, who, if you've ever seen That's My Boy with Andy Samberg and Adam Sandler, it's stupid, but it's funny. And this one was pretty good. This kind of mocked. I knew the whole movie was supposed to be about kind of sort of making fun of pop stars. But I didn't know that it was actually filmed like a mockumentary, like they are actually following him around and talking about his fame and his success and all that. But it's worth a look. It's not the best comedy that I watched in the last few weeks, but it's definitely funny. Alright, so this is something I've been looking forward to. And I'm glad that Walmart was able to get something cool for this. This is Warcraft, and this is the special edition steelbook that was only available at Walmart. It's a reversible cover, one for Alliance, one for Horde. And I've been wanting to watch this movie for a while. This was one of the few movies this year that I actually felt inclined to like get off my ass and leave the house and go see in the theater. I didn't go do it, but this was one of them that I wanted to see because I love World of Warcraft. I know that this is going to be familiar to me as somebody who plays that game, and so I can't wait to see how this movie is. I got 3 more movies to go, and the next one up here is the sequel that I wasn't really ever expecting. It's got one of these lenticular covers, and so you might not be able to tell exactly what's going on there. But anyway, this is Now You See Me 2, sequel to Now You See Me from a few years back, a movie that I really, really enjoyed, despite part of the plot being a little weird, not making a lot of sense. But anyway, they got most of the group back for a sequel, and a couple of different people are in it. And I'm looking forward to checking it out, seeing if it's as fun as the first one. Alright, second to last movie here is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows, the sequel to the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie that came out a couple years back that I actually enjoyed. It wasn't horrible, and I'm hoping that this one isn't horrible. We'll have to see how it goes. I know that just like the first movie, it came with these horrible turtle masks. The reason why I say that these are horrible is because it says all 4 colors, but what they do is they put 2 masks in there and one side will be one color, and you flip it over and there's another color. So now that I have 4 total masks, I really do have all 4. But I can tell you from playing with the first one with my daughter that they're the most worthless fabric for trying to tie. You put it around your head and you try to tie it and it doesn't want to stay tied. These are kind of worthless. I don't really care for these, but I got it, so whatever. Complete set, I guess you could say. Alright, and the last thing that I got for this last month, and if you knew what was coming out this last month, and you probably know what this movie is, it's Captain America Civil War. Another one of the movies that almost prompted me to get off my ass and go to the movie theater and watch, but it didn't happen. But I did finally pick it up. I have watched it. I did enjoy it, and I'll talk more about that and the other movies I watched lately on the monthly roundup video that I'll be doing soon after this one. But there it is. Glad to have it. Kind of disappointed that it was a pretty minimal packaging and stuff. There was a 3D Blu-ray version that was the special edition one. It came with digital copy and a bunch of other stuff like that, but I couldn't pony up an extra like $5 or $6 for a bunch of stuff that I didn't really care about. But this has all the movie and all the special features, and that's good enough for me. Alright, now let's... Sorry, I had something there in my mouth. Let's move on to the video games, and the first thing I want to show off is something I'm super excited about. This is a special edition copy of a game called Dragon Fantasy: The Black Tome of Ice for PlayStation 4. And the reason why this is cool to me is because this is my first purchase from Limited Run Games. Limited Run Games is a game company that takes games that are usually independent games or lower budget games or under the radar games and always digital only games, and they bring them to a physical release, sometimes way down the road after the game was originally put out. I have been wanting to get into this company for a while. They've put out, I think this brought them up to something like 11 or 12 games, or that's what they have on total release now. And I've missed at least 3, maybe 4 games that I would have liked to have gotten, but they were early enough in it that I didn't know, I didn't know what they were all about. They put out Octodad game, and I should have pulled the trigger on that one, but I didn't. But they also put out a game called Saturday Morning RPG, which I would love to have. And they were the ones who put out the Oddworld New and Tasty, I think it's called. That was the sort of the remake of the Oddworld games that was put out recently. I would have liked to have gotten that. Maybe 1 or 2 other things, like I said. But from this point forward, I will be getting more of the games of theirs that I'm interested in. I actually purchased a game 2 or 3 days ago, so it'll be arriving within a week or so. And this month and next month, I think there's at least 2 or 3 other games that I'm interested in. Long enough story already, short. Yeah, they're just really, really cool. If you like to support physical games, this is a company to get into. Check out the stuff that they have. They also release soundtracks for a lot of these games. Right now they're pre-ordering for a PC game. I have a feeling that this company is going to start to blow up a little bit, and they're going to have a lot of really cool, interesting games to get into in the very near future. So anyway, that's my little spiel for them. Check them out. They have some really, really cool stuff. Stuff does not stay available very long. It's usually on sale on a Friday morning, and then they'll have another batch later in the day. Most games range anywhere from 2,000 to 5,000 copies, and that's it. So if you don't get in on it immediately, you're probably going to miss out. I almost screwed up on the second game I got from them because I was going to be there on that morning, and I forgot, and I even missed the evening release of a batch of games by a couple of hours, but I was still able to get it. But usually by the next day, by the Saturday after they release a game, the stuff is gone. So anyway, like I said, that's enough about that. Maybe I'll talk about them another time later. But let's move on to the next couple of things. I actually only have 3 more games to show here, and then I'm done. Next thing I have up here is Assassin's Creed Syndicate. This essentially gives me all the Assassin's Creed games up to whatever they release next, barring I really want Assassin's Creed Liberation, but that's like a digital game, or it was released in a 3-pack of games, and that includes 2 games I already have. But basically, I have all the proper Assassin's Creed games now. This dropped to $20, and so I couldn't pass it up. And the next 2 things that I have are a little bit more recent releases. First up, it's Deus Ex: Mankind Divided, Day 1 edition. I got this because Amazon had it on a discounted price, so I matched it. Otherwise, I could have waited on this one. I do want to play Human Revolution before I play this, but sometimes there's a game out there and I have to have it in the collection, even if I'm not going to play it right away. So there's that. Looking forward to getting into that. And then probably my biggest pickup for this last month is the Bioshock Collection. I wasn't sure that I was even going to get this right away. I wasn't sure if I might wait for this one to drop, but I just made up my mind and I decided it was going to have to be in the collection now. It's a series of games I've tried to get into so often. I have the first Bioshock on Steam, the second one on PS3, Bioshock Infinite on Xbox 360. I have no consistency in the way that I've picked up those games. I've played a few hours into Bioshock and the intro of Infinite, and I just thought, man, this is going to be the best way I could probably play these games and have them all on one console. So boom. And if you think about it, that's 3 games for $60. That's $20 a piece. I'm loving the remastered games that are coming out nowadays for $20 a piece. Unlike, say, Skyrim, that's going to be a full $60 release. But it'll still be fun. Alright guys, that's my pickups for September. Maybe October will be a little bit more. We're starting to get into the holiday season and lots of big titles coming out. So stay tuned for that. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time.